Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel again. We are here live, ready. MUFC Unfiltered podcast. It feels like it's been ages since we did the show. I think did we miss last week, innit? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, missed last week. Yeah, and I went on the week before.
Yeah. And this is one of my favorite shows of the week, man. So we're back here. We got Ash in the building. Ash, how are you, bro?
You slipped up on my name for a split second there, but the amount of people. No, for a split second, yeah. But you made me instantly think that the amount of people that you have on your show. Do you know what I mean? It's impressive that you remember. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just the amount of people you're lifting up, Saeed. So massive respect. Do you know what I mean? Deserves a like and a subscribe just for that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but now all good, man, all good, and enjoying the pre-season. I was there yesterday to watch the Fiorentina game, and I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but I'm sure we'll discuss it. But yeah, no, good. Life's good. Family's good. Everyone's healthy. Oh, the chat's good. You know, looking after yourselves and you're flawless. And you know, Double A probably watching. You can't make it tonight. But yeah, no, all good. Yeah. All good.
Yeah, big up Double A if you're watching. Sorry, I couldn't read your message. I was watching the Barcelona game. So big up to Double A if you're watching right now. And obviously, Flawless will join us in a second as well. Big up to Flawless each and every time, man. But you know what, man? I want to touch on, obviously, yesterday, you was at the game. How was the atmosphere yesterday? Because obviously I didn't go to the game, but how was the atmosphere? How did you feel? The Sesko unveiling and then Bruno, Cunha, and then the actual game and the reality of it. How was it for you lot in the stadium?
Yeah, well, you've been to pre-season games where they're friendlies. Obviously, all pre-season games friendlies, but you know, it's that atmosphere, you know, where it's a family vibe. Do you know what I mean? Loads of kids, you know, so you don't really get a proper vibe for, you know, how Old Trafford thinks. You know, a lot of it, they're cheering at anything, you know, and they're excited. Seeing Diego Leon and Buemo, Cunha, Sesko take to the field. You know what surprised me? And Buemo got the biggest cheer. He got the biggest round of applause. Like the crowd were hyping on Buemo, and I'm the same. I love him. He's someone who I think he's going to want a bit of one that's, you know, really going to hit the big numbers this season. And you know, the game in general, it was a little bit subdued, weren't it? You know, the crowd once after all the players got announced, and then Fiorentina go and score again. Maguire, no idea where he's going, and you know, we concede that goal, and it was a bit quiet then for a little while, but it felt like a pre-season game. It felt, you know what it felt like yesterday? It was a little bit worrying, to be honest. It felt like the first game of pre-season. It didn't feel like you know, like where everybody was on it and at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's bizarre because the first game of pre-season felt like the last game, and the last games felt like the first. Because in that first game in pre-season, we looked sharp. We looked at it. We looked like we were ready. And then I was hopeful going into the next couple of games. And then you saw the Everton game, and that was a little bit shaky, a little bit wobbly. And the same in the Fiorentina game. Fiorentina played well. And Moise Kean, it was interesting watching him up close. He looks like a decent player. Someone we could have looked at for around about 50 million. Someone who I thought, you know, we should have had interest going in, to be honest, after the season he had, scoring 26 goals for Fiorentina last season. But penalties were fun for the kids. Kids loved the penalties. You know, seeing a Mads penalty, you see a Mads penalty, the coolness, the calmness, that little Panenka, do you know what I mean? You know, beautiful. I mean, if it doesn't go in, then there's a different reaction in there. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Cunha carrying the ball from deep. And Buemo, I wanted to see a little bit more link up between Ahmad and Buemo. Didn't really see much going on there. Mason Mount and Mason Modric, do you know what I mean? You know, picking the ball up, you know, spraying, you know, just doing decent things in the final third. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, you know, He said it.
Yeah. Hopefully see. You know what did worry me though? Aiden Heaven going down injured again. I've not heard the update.
Yeah,
I like that kid. I think he's a baller. Do you know what I mean? I think he's got a good future ahead of him. But seeing these injuries, like he's had a couple of injuries now already at our club, and it is worrying. So there's that. Yoro incredible as always. Do you know what I mean? He just looks a top tier Lenny Yoro. Delic was all right. Bayern are all right. The rest was all right. But yeah, no, I feel like it's a different game. We get, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, you know, as the show goes on. We get Baleba, you know, we have the striker in there. I think we look like a different team. We got a goalkeeper as well. But yeah, no, it was a fun occasion, but the game was a little bit lacking. Yeah. I mean, it was lacking for a lot of reasons, man. And I think the
the main thing was the midfield, innit? Really, let's be honest, man. There's not even no point people trying to spin around the situation, right? It's that midfield, innit? Man, that's our problem. You know what I mean? And
your mic's jumping out in and out, or is it just me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yours. Yeah, you're better now. Yeah. You was
sorry.
Your volume was going up and down. Nah, it's cool. Go on, I don't know if it's on my end or just me or not. Go on.
Yeah, no, just say the elephant in the room, innit? That's the midfield, man, and that's what we need to focus on, man. You know what I mean? And you could see like our build-up play was becoming a problem because we couldn't really get into the midfield. We were just kind of bypassing and getting the ball from Lenny Euro into Cunha, and then Bruno and Casemiro weren't being helpful in that regard, and we were getting stretched at one point. I think it's that midfield, man. I think that's where we need to go and spend the money right now. Yes, goalkeeper is a problem, and we need that. But if you want to characterize the importance of the midfield, it's got to be the highest importance, man. And United have got 3 weeks left to go and sign Baleba. I don't even want to give them another option, because when you give United another option, it might become a problem, man. Go and sign Baleba. That's the one United fans want. Anything after that, it will be a disappointment to everyone. If we go and get a random other midfielder, brother, we're going to be disappointed, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah, because they raised the expectations and the hype
raised the
surrounding
expectations.
It's a
like trying to go this down here and you end up, you know what I mean, bro? Like you go to a 5-star Michelin restaurant, next thing you know, they take you down to Dixie's, man. You know what I mean? And
save the analogy. I thought you was going elsewhere with the analogy first. That one works though. 5-star to Dixie's.
Yeah. Baleba, let's be honest. In the market right now, he's one of the top midfielders in world football. Let's be honest.
Quality.
This is what he's about. Question. Yeah. So you going down now a level, you're gonna feel that, innit? You're gonna feel it. Let's be honest. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna be like, oh man, but imagine we got Baleba instead. Imagine we'd have done that instead. So we know the area right now, and you can see yesterday. I don't want to see Casemiro and Bruno, man. I just don't want to see it. I want to see both of them. I don't want to see the combination. I don't want to see it, man. I think for reasons with Casemiro, I think is the lack of legs in midfield and the fact that, you know, the responsibility that he's got to do in a 2-man midfield. And then Bruno, just because I know Bruno ain't a midfielder in a 2-man midfield.
Yeah, he's not a central midfielder. Yeah,
he's not a central midfielder. And we're doing the wrong things here. And you can see like a team like Fiorentina yesterday were allowed to dominate in that midfield. Fagioli was moving like he was flipping Pirlo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he was moving mad. Yeah, he was good player in it, Fagioli. So we need to address the area, man. And whether the manager wants it, we're hearing he wants Baleba. Baleba wants us. Apparently, they're saying that personal terms have been agreed. Again, don't shoot the messenger. You know what I mean? So,
they're saying personal. I missed that. I didn't know that personal terms.
I was from Indicalia, innit?
Indicalia again. Yeah, shout out to Indicalia because he was
in Indicalia. Like he did well, but
he broke it though initially. He broke it
initially, but I don't know whether this news is the same as the other news. You get me?
But it wouldn't be a surprise to me. I don't think that agreeing personal terms with Baleba would be a problem. I agree. That's not the issue in regards to this. He's not on a lot. Him wanting to join Manchester United wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. It's obviously dealing with Brighton. Would Brighton part with him if we offered up the money? Yes. Will we offer up the money is the question. I don't know where this money's come from. That's what I want to know. I thought we was broke. And all of a sudden we splashing money on Sesko, then we in for Baleba, and there's no one been sold. So that is a good thing, and that is a pleasant surprise. With Baleba, everything you just said there, quality midfielder. Without doubt, without a question. Doesn't solve all our midfield problems, but solves a hell of a lot of them. And you don't have to worry about him adapting to the league. You don't have to worry about him adapting to the country or anything like that. Yeah, because it's his first deal at Brighton that he's currently still on. He's been there 2 years. So he's not gonna be on a lot. So that's the easy part of the deal. Break the bank. If they want 100 million for him, pay the 100 million for him. That's what I would say. He's worth it.
What did Brighton give for him? 35 million, was it?
He would have been saying like.
You know what? Let me see.
All right, go ahead.
Baleba signs for Brighton.
Because it's a different one, isn't it? It's an interesting one. In
23 million. 23 million.
23 million. Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Those are the kind of deals that you talk about, flawless, getting them before, you know, the Premier League clubs get them. Do you know what I mean? The players being out there. But you look at Baleba and you look at Moises Caicedo and you look at Bissouma, who Brighton have sold. They picked up They picked up Caicedo for 8 million, I think, from a Colombian team. Bissouma, I'm not too sure what they picked. But the confusing for me in that situation is they sold Bissouma for what? I think it was that 45?
No, he was more than that, Bissouma.
Yeah, I feel like it was about, was it? I want to say about 45. It was. I'm not sure. I feel, but it's a massive difference between the amount that they sold Caicedo for.
No. It was 30 million. You're right. It was 30 million.
Okay, so
30 million.
But the massive difference there again. So it's one of those where I'm thinking like, what would Brighton want for Baleba? I mean,
reports said they want like it's 100 million, it's 90 plus
100 million plus,
which makes sense. Maybe we could talk them down if Baleba does kick up a fuss, if he does hand in a transfer request, etc. But the players you just mentioned there, dispels this myth that there's no players out there. I say this all the time, if Brighton can do it, others can do it. Because you know what's crazy? Brighton got the replacement lined up. You're gonna hear about Brighton randomly being linked with some central midfielder, and to me,
they'll get that. As soon as it's sold him, they'll get it. As soon as it's sold him.
The thing is, what we should do is, because we're in for Baleba, let's hear who they're interested in and just go get him instead.
Don't get him.
Get both.
Go get him.
No, the smart move is get both. Do you know what I mean? Have him lining up behind. Do you know what I mean? That's what we should be doing. But 104 million, if that's the fee that we've heard, Indicali was saying about 104 million's like what Brighton want. I don't understand why we don't just go pay that right away. Do you know what I mean? If anyone's watched Baleba, you see that kid. That he's outstanding. Do you know what I mean? He suits us perfectly. Saeed, you're talking about Casemiro there, and his legs look gone. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he looks like he's not interested in football. I don't know if it's one of them where we've seen with players in the past, they need a good month or two to get themselves into like full match fitness. But yesterday at Old Trafford, his passing was slow, receiving the ball. And you know what? When I see Casemiro on the ball and I see the players around him, they're worried about going forward because they know if he loses the ball, he's not got the legs to get back. So they're being cautious themselves. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you know if Baleba loses the ball, he's got the legs to get back himself. Do you know what I mean? So they don't have to cover for him. It gives us so much more options outside of the position of Casemiro. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of those where, again, you're saying there, where do we get the money from? I felt like it was going to be a big. I said this on the show a couple of weeks ago. I felt like this was going to. Yeah, I said I felt like it was going to be a big summer because they weren't risking us not finishing Europe. They understood that we need, United need to be in Europe. So they had.
But even still, like I thought I knew we weren't broke. Like everyone was talking about, Manchester United, no money to spell. That's a myth. But I didn't. If someone would have said you would spend, let's say it is the 100 million on Baleba, that's like 300 M's when you combine it with the other three signings. If someone would have said, hey, they got 300 million to spell, I would have been no chance. At max, I would have said 200. So it is. But it is good. Go on.
Sorry for, but how much is it if it guarantees you Champions League or not Champions League, but it guarantees you Europe? How much is it? That's the way they'll be looking at it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
I hear that. I fully hear that. But to Saeed's point where you mentioned, because I've not watched any of preseason, but hearing from Ash, hearing from yourself, Saeed, as well, the midfield's still an issue. No surprise. We haven't changed any of the personnel. The manager's not changed the tactics. So them same problems that was there all last season are still going to be there now. They're midfield, and we need to go and buy in that area. We all stated this. We needed 2 central midfielders. Is Baleba a massive step in the right direction because of what he offers? Yes. But you would still need someone alongside him as well. It's highly unlikely we were going to get anybody alongside him, but at least with Baleba there, and you are playing 2 in midfield, he's got the engine of 2 midfielders. He can match the energy and the intensity and the stamina, never mind all the other physical attributes he has, and never mind technically he's good as well. Can pick up the ball in tight areas. He can drive, but he can carry the ball as well. Decent passing range, technically good enough to control the ball as well. So yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
You know. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you know what's strange about that you say about the midfield? Bruno until the last game, he's been playing more in the forward line, so it's not as if he's going to be settled in a midfield too. Anyway, like the manager's unsure. He's clearly unsure on what he wants to do with Bruno, because like I said, Bruno's been playing. I know you said you've not been watching too much of the pre-season, but Bruno. If against Fiorentina, that was the first game he's played in the central in the midfield too. The rest of the games he's been playing as one of the wide cams. So that to me, Yeah, he's been playing in the 10, do you know what I mean? So that to me says that the manager doesn't even want him, you know, in as part of the midfield too. So you've seen Ugarte stink the place out against Everton, do you know what I mean? That was a horror show.
Which and then makes it even crazier, Ash, to go and sign 2 10s if you don't want to play Bruno. We all know Bruno's a final third player. Whether you rate him or not, all Bruno's best moments, 99% of them, are in the final third. If you do a highlight, if you look at all his attributes, put him in front of goal, finishing, you know, passing the ball, crossing, whatever the case may be. He's nothing about him that screams central midfield. So to not get rid of him for the big amount we could have got rid of him, then sign 2 10s. Unless what are you going to play Bruno as one of the 10s and put Cunha and Bremo in the midfield? Like it don't make no sense to me. That's what was so confusing about it. And you're saying he's played Bruno in the 10s in pre-season. Well, of course, you got to get him up to speed, etc. You're going to experiment. But come the start of the season, surely it's Bremo left 10. No, sorry, Bremo right 10, Cunha left 10, Sesko up top. That would be the front three. And then Bruno and the over. So if it's not, let's say we do sign Baleba, it's Baleba next to Bruno then. And then the rest of the team, which doesn't make sense.
Where I was getting to though, Flawless, was Baleba's like, we're in desperate need just a Belieber and then another midfielder on top of Belieber. That's the issue. Do you know what I mean?
That'll be probably next year. That'll be next year probably.
Because there's going to be players
one of them right now. But I think for me, structurally still, I think there's bigger issues than just bringing in Baleba. Baleba will almost like help us massively in terms of the first phase of play. Like, you know, building out from the back. Even though I think Lady Euro can do that, I think Baleba will help with that. I think his athleticism in midfield, his ball carrying ability as well, to carry the ball and shift it up the pitch. And also, when we do get counter-attack, he's able to cover up a lot of yards. So in that regard, he can do that. But I still think our team still isn't functioned enough. Like, we don't really know what we're trying to do.
We're relying on.
We're relying on.
Is it what we do with the ball though?
I think it's the execution, because when you look at other teams that play the back three, they don't look at
Glasner today. Glasner, did he
like whether it's Palace, whether it's Brentford, whether it's Newcastle when they've tried it as well. I'm sure there's a couple other teams that forgetting who've tried, but when they play the back three, they don't look like us because there's a way to execute it. It's not my preferred formation, but you shouldn't be so open in the midfield. Like, you can do things to solve that issue, and that's why those issues are still going to arise despite the personnel, because it's not a personnel issue. Setting up isn't a personnel issue. Like, being organized is 101. Like, that comes from the manager. You can take 11 of the worst players in the world and you should be able to organize them somewhat. We see teams all the time tough to beat. When we play lower league opposition, what are they normally like? Well organized, well drilled, tough to break down. 10 men behind the ball. Even if it's championship opposition, legal, and eventually your quality will show through. Yes, but like I said, that's what don't make no type of sense. But it is in the midfield. It has to be. It needs to be a Baleba. And will it be? Probably not. But then if you can go get, I don't know, a Douglas Luiz type on loan, or just somebody like of that who's more of a dictator and a controller next to him, then the midfield's cooking. But the problem is this manager's not going to drop Bruno. That's where the issue lies.
But and also the real issue is that, have we learned enough from pre-season to be like, yo, our problems have gone away? That's another thing as well, though. Like, I know you know, it's one of them where I've looked at our pre-season games. Leeds was terrible. West Ham for the opening half was all right, and then it just dropped off. And then, but I even think West Ham found gaps in our midfield. Bournemouth was probably the best we played, and then Everton was absolutely rubbish. And then this game here, Fiorentina, was rubbish. So all in all, I haven't seen anything that has been concerning in large degrees, because I kind of know where this team's at. But I haven't seen anything improved drastically to be like, yo, I fully believe that we're going to have a good season. And again, it is early on. Maybe United get better as the season goes on. Who knows? But are Man United in a position where they need to get better as the season goes on? Or do we need to be better now and then kind of almost like just improve on the smaller details, if you know what I mean? Because there's a lot to take in right now. It feels like we've got to tell someone how to do this quickly right now and do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think United have got the capabilities of learning that as we go along. We just know, man.
Because we don't trust the manager in charge. That's why. As much as these are good signings, he's still. Let's say we do get Baleba and we do get a goalkeeper. Great window. Team all of a sudden
great window. Very good window.
On the pitch, if we do indeed go get Donnarumma and Baleba. But to me, the manager's still a problem. We just mentioned there about the execution and the problems that still arise in the system. But do we need to be better? Yes. We need to be better from the jump. You can't have the season you just had, spend 300 million, 350 million, whatever the case may be. Clearly on paper, improve the team. All the way through the team. Clearly improve the attack. Clearly improve the midfield. If you do indeed sign a goalkeeper, clearly improve the defense on paper. So you've improved across the board. So we should expect instant improvement. It doesn't have to be champagne football and fantastic and beating teams 4-5-0 every week, but it has to be improvement. Has to be competing. There's no one who should put it this way. There's nobody who should be rolling us over. We should be competitive in every match. Doesn't mean we win every game, but we should compete against everyone. Because I watched teams last year who don't have our level of player go to places and compete against teams, even if they're not as good. We just watched Palace compete against Liverpool today. Palace was good as Liverpool.
No, they went toe to toe.
Palace ain't as good as Liverpool, no. Unless they would have lost the game 3-2 again, there's a way to lose type of thing. So that's how I'm looking at it. So yes, definitely you're on the clock. Despite the tough start, I'm not saying go batter Arsenal 3-4-0. Go and compete against Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Like go and make the manager improve. Like pick the right line. Start there with the basics. Right lineup. No, Maguire shouldn't be there.
Yeah, we're gonna see what lineup we Now Musa sent me some picture. Big up to Musa of his lineup. But like I said, we have to find out what lineup is the best lineup for Man United as well, in terms of the best we can hopefully see. And that again, like I said to you, man, it's one of them. But then again, you can have the best lineup, but if we're still not functioning the team, you know what I mean? It's one of them, man. Like for me, I think for me, our build-up is a problem as well. I think the build-up is rushed. I don't know if you seen it yesterday, Ash, but did you feel like the build-up was rushed? You know what I mean? In terms of fizzing the ball into Cunha and Bumo, and then it's like if they don't get that first touch correct, it's a bit bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like it's rushed.
Yeah, it does feel rushed. The manager's already spoke on that as well, hasn't he, a couple of times, that we're not controlling games like he'd want us to. Just taking that extra pass. At the moment, the players they're just desperate to get into the final third and try and take a shot. Do you know what I mean? I actually felt yesterday, Mbeumo and Cunha, they weren't taking the opportunities that they could have done. They were making that extra pass and kind of just not kind of feeling out the opposition and understanding, where the shots were. It felt like a situation where they were. What was it?
Yeah.
Oh, good, no worries.
Yeah.
And in regards to what you mentioned there, like with the lineups, our midfield, there's no combination I think works. That's the issue. So when there's not no combination that really works, that's then when the tactics have to change. If you don't have a midfield that can do, if you can't build out from the back with your midfield, stop trying to build out from the back. Find a different way.
And what do we do then? We just lob the ball up.
You got to go more. You have to go more direct. Sesko 6'5". He NBA.
Sesko, and then Sesko's got to put it down and then boom.
My point is, try some things. This is on Amarim and this is on the board. You have built this team together. Surely you lot are in constant dialogue daily.
He did say that yesterday, though. The Amarin in terms of striker, we didn't have someone up front to engage.
You know what? He's 6'5". I don't know how strong he is like that. I've watched him, decent signing. I think not good, not bad. I think it's just decent. He's 6'5". Utilize that. Is it pretty? No. But if you cannot build out from the back with the two central midfielders you have, don't continue to try and build out from the back when it's not working. You have to do something different. It don't necessarily. You mentioned going long to Sesko. How about try going wide then? How about the two centre backs have it and then you go into the wing backs? And then from the wing backs, you go to the 10s. So rather than try and build out through the centre of the pitch, go wide. Because you've got Dog who's decent in possession, Ahmad who's very good on the ball as well. And then you got two 10s. Maybe Mbeumo and Cunha drop in deeper to come and collect the ball. I'm just offering alternatives. I don't really like any of them. But this whole persistence of, we can't play. The midfielders are terrible and we can't play out from the back. So we're going to continue to. We're just going to continue to lose the ball. Try something different is where I'm at with it. Attempt something.
Yeah.
I agree. So yeah. Now what I was saying with Mbeumo and Cunha yesterday, it felt like they was almost missing a striker. That's what it felt like. Do you know what I mean? They were taking that extra pass when they didn't have the option into Mason Mount, because Mason Mount wasn't making the movement a striker would. You know, and with having a striker there, having Sesko there, someone who understands how to drag defenders and open space for Cunha and Mbeumo. I mean, Cunha had Strand there who understands how to play, you know, a striker and drag defenders and move players, you know, move into spaces. Just open spaces. Same with Mbeumo. Mbeumo's had Tony and he's had Wissa, who's fantastic at that, at dragging players. Yesterday, that was a situation where those players, they were holding onto the ball too long because nothing was opening up for them, because they haven't got that attacking player, that striker there who understands how to go up against defenders and drag them out into positions, or even just make runs over the top to feed balls into. Mason Mount was, as well as Mason Mount played yesterday, that's not his side of his game, do you know what I mean? So he doesn't understand to do that. And I felt like in the final third we weren't rushing it. I felt like from Euro to Ahmad and then into the final third, that was rushed. I felt like a lot of that is because they don't want to give the ball to Bruno or Casemiro, because whenever it goes to Bruno or Casemiro, we end up having you know, we're losing the ball, it's coming back to us, do you know what I mean? You know, they're having to defend again. They understand, you know, De Ligt gets on the ball, Euro gets on the ball, they give it to either Casemiro or Bruno, they know, right, we're defending in the next couple of minutes, do you know what I mean? We've got to go back. so let's give it out wide to, you know, let's try and rush it forward out wide, and then we've got a little bit more time to kind of settle and rest. So we had nothing going through the middle. But I think this season it's not about, it's about beating the teams around us. It's about beating the Bournemouths, the West Hams, what we've played in pre-season. Those are the teams that we need to get past. And we're not fighting for a title. We're not fighting for a top four. We're fighting to get back into Europa League, if we're being honest. Do you know what I mean? And to get back into Europa League, to get back into conference, you know, get back in that top 8, then it's the teams around us. You know, we need to beat the 3 teams that got promoted. We need to beat the, like I was just saying, with Fulham, Bournemouth, the rest of them. Do you know what I mean? And as long as we can do, and I feel like this season a big difference from last will be the fact that we're dangerous now. Boxers, you go into a ring against a fighter who's not got a punch, you know you can go on to him. You can press him, do you know what I mean? And that was us last season. Teams were coming on to us understanding we've not got a counter punch, we've not got a knockout punch, we're not dangerous, do you know what I mean? So teams felt like, well, we can lose the ball because they're not going to do anything with it anyway, do you know what I mean? So they felt like they could press higher, they felt like they could give a little bit more, do you know what I mean? They were much more calm. Like coming to Old Trafford thinking they can throw lefts and rights at us, do you know what I mean? Like nothing's going to come back. That's what they were doing last season. This season,
walking us down, it was crazy. They were walking us down. It was mad.
Walking us down, exactly. Exactly flawless. Do you know what I mean? That's what teams were coming to Old Trafford, walking us down, thinking you're not doing anything. You're not coming. Do you know what I mean? You're offering nothing. This season, that's going to be different. Teams are going to be very well aware that Mbeumo's there, Cunha's there. We've got goal scorers there now. Even Ahmad, you got Cunha and Mbeumo and Ahmad. That's scary for opposition. Do you know what I mean? You add Sesko to that, we don't really know what he's going to do in the Premier League. You hope, you know, getting onto some of these crosses, and I don't know if you saw a couple of Mbeumo's crosses yesterday.
Yeah, it's 4 out of 4 crosses.
Unbelievable, you know, perfect. None of this the low like Rose Z nonsense. Do you know what I mean? You know, it was put on a spot, and we you know, we had a few opportunities with that, and I'm excited for the season, but it's the teams around us we've got to beat. I don't expect us to be beating Arsenal. Don't expect us to be beating, because they're well drilled units. You know, we're starting out again, aren't we? You know, a lot of these players are coming into this team, and you know, it's all fresh and new, and they've got to develop the chemistry, develop the link-up play, understand where a man's. It's got to be second nature to him. Whereas right now, they're going to be overthinking. They're going to be trying to think, right, where does he want the ball, rather than just knowing instinctively, right, this is where Mbeumo's going to be, this is where Ahmad's going to be.
That was one of the things. Yeah, you're spot on. This is another thing as well. Like, I felt like Fiorentina, the first 20-odd minutes, they were getting through to us easy, man. Like if you're looking at here, Bruno's obviously pressing from the front there, but by the time they get the ball out here, it's just easy, bro. Like that's Figioli there, and he just plays that one ball in between the lines there, and then boom, they've set off. And if you look at it here as well now, same thing here from the goalkeeper out over there. Look at the space there. Can you not see that space there? Like, that's where they're going to
stop that for a second. Leave it there for a sec. In that moment, Saeed, and Burmo shouts to Mason Mount to go to this man. Well, you can't see where I'm pointing, but he goes to the one down at the bottom, and you can see they're looking at each other. They don't understand.
21 there.
No, the one to the right. So. Okay. No, it's bottom right corner. So Mason Mount's got to go down, and Burmo was going to go to him, and then at the bottom right there, I'm thinking Mad shoots up there. They're all looking at each other like not really understanding where they've got to press. That's the things that they're going to learn, and you saw that a lot off the ball yesterday. Players not really understanding where they've got to press, and they were chatting to each other and they're pointing and trying to understand where they've got to press. So we're far from it yet.
Deep, you know, like it's
and
so
the thing
easy
is with this. This is instruction. This is tactics. This is something that can be solved on the training pitch, or should be, I could say, because you can set up, you know what I'm saying, 11 on 11 and think, all right, this is how we are going to press. When the left-sided centre back gets the ball, we're going to do this. When the right-sided centre, whoever you're playing, when
that's
the right back,
crazy though. Casemiro's over here.
You figure it out. Again, it's a mess.
This is mad,
this is training. Training. This can be solved. This is not trying to score and create goals, which is the toughest part of the game. This is off the ball stuff, being well organized, being well drilled, etc. That's what this is. Give clear instruction. If players don't know what they're doing, that's from the manager. That's from the coaching staff. We should know to a T you know who you're playing. Ain't a secret that we was playing Fiorentina. Who's the press trigger? Is it a man-to-man press? Is it sitting off a little bit when certain players have the ball? There's no way there should be gaps like that in the midfield.
This is because I can see Arsenal absolutely cooking us if they do this. Like I can see them really, really penetrating us with Zubimendi. If they try and press us, we try and press them, and they're just gonna cut us open, man, with the one pass.
You know what? You pick a press trigger. That's what they should do. Pick a press trigger if that's the case.
If you can Dogu, like he should have been really down here, man. Like, let's be honest, bro.
Well, look, Saeed, look, there's 5 of them there in the centre of the midfield. Do you know what I mean? There's 5 of them there, all down the middle, and then both sides, both left and right, are completely open. Like both left and right are completely open. All 5 players bunched into the middle. Like, that's just even misunderstanding.
This is opening, by the way. Opening. Just to let you know, context-wise, this was the opening 20-25 minutes. I think after that, it got a little bit better. We started to press a little bit better cohesively, and I think it worked a little bit there. But at the start, it was poor, man. The first 20 minutes was very, very poor.
Pressing cohesively, this is basics.
Yeah.
This is nothing. This isn't, whoa, oh my God, that we're asking for. Press cohesively as a unit. And this is where we're at, that these things are a problem. And you're saying it's from the start of the game. So it got better. So what? Did they just figure it out between themselves? If it took them 20-25 minutes to get better, Ash mentioned there that in Bremo's barking orders at Mount, did they figure it out themselves? All right, you do this, you do that. It just seems very, very unorganized, which is unforgivable.
And you know what's worrying, Flawless?
On the pitch is unorganized. Like, I'm sorry, but hey.
And Fiorentina, that's their new manager. Do you know what I mean? Pioli's been in there, not long. Do you know what I mean? And they look.
I was saying that.
Did they look? I guarantee. I didn't watch. Did they look organized? Did they look like
organized? They pressed well.
Yeah. They look good, man. They look good. They look a press team. But like I said, man, it's just about having everyone in sync, bro. Everyone together, pressing together, and working together, bro. If we could do that, then United should. And when you actually deep it, bro, why can't we just sit in a mid block and just say, yo, you ain't getting past us, man? Like really and truly, like, yo, man, like if you're gonna do that, be a mid block team, bro. Like you don't even have to be a low block team. Mid block, because you've got Cunha and Boomer to carry the ball. Ahmad Dogu. Like it really, really shouldn't be this bad. But you don't have to do the one-to-man press so far up the pitch, bro. Especially Casemiro as well. With the legs in midfield, you can't allow him to do that box-to-box, bro. He ain't got the legs. And then Bruno as well, discipline is as bad as it is anyway. So you got to sort that. He is in natural kind of central midfielder who's got that defensive awareness. He can maybe do a few, he can shadow press you and whatnot and make it difficult for you, but he's not naturally, his instinct is not to defend. You said it there, Flawless. His instinct is to attack, cause problems, and do that. So why responsibility on him? That again comes down to coaching.
And you just came up with a solution there. Don't do a man-to-man press. Sit in the middle.
Yeah.
Don't do a man-to-man came up with a potential solution there, which then makes it easier. And then if you sit in a mid block and you're not going man to man. Because if you go man to man, it's very high risk. It's high risk, high reward. Because if you win the ball back, fantastic. But if one player gets bypassed, which can happen, as we spoke about, the lack of athleticism and lack of pace in the team, you could be finished. And then that's why you get the pictures that we just seen there. So just sit in a mid block and let them press you. Now we have people who can carry the ball with an Embremo, with a Cunha. You've also got Ahmad and Dorgu on each side as well, who are both speedsters too. So you have enough pace in the team and enough people who can carry the ball, whether it's on it or off it or both. And then you add in a Baleba, potentially you can do that to an extent too. But and there should be times where you go man-to-man press certain times. The team's terrible at playing out from the back or man-to-man press. The team's better at it. Maybe sit often. Adapt.
I think it's one of those where it's naive from the manager to expect a team to go from a low block to a high press. You know, you have that middle ground first, like you're saying there, Saeed. You go from a low block to a mid block. Do you know what I mean? That's how you evolve in the process. You don't go from a low block to a high press. You know, you're asking your team to do a completely different thing. You know, they're not used to doing that, and that's why you're seeing such a gap in the midfield, and they're easily walking through us. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's not one of those things that players they can evolve with. You need to, as a coach, you need to slowly progress them, and it's just something where from the manager it's naivety. Do you know what I mean? But this manager, again, we've seen time and time again, he's been naive with his squad, with his squad selection, with his tactics. You know, I'm worried, and I worry going into the season with a midfield too. You know, I'm just not confident. To have a midfield 2 in the Premier League, you've got to have 2 world-class players in there. You know, and if we're going in with Casemiro and Bruno, that's a recipe for disaster. Or we're going in with, you know, Bruno and Agate, or Kobe and Agate. Do you know what I mean? This is why this Baleba transfer is massively important. That's why United fans are getting so hype over it. Do you know what I mean? That's why we're getting so excited, because we all feel the same. Do you know what I mean? We're desperate for that. Yeah, there's nobody going, nah, we shouldn't really sign it. Oh, no, it's a little bit too much money, that. Nobody's saying that. Everyone's saying, put whatever you can on the table. Get him in right now. We are desperate, because we all see it. Do you know what I mean? And Brighton probably see it as well. And that's why they sat there laughing, thinking, well, come on, unless you're going to pay the big money, you know, we're not going to release him. And I feel like this deal we should be doing, and we should have been doing it yesterday. Do you know what I mean? This is something that, if we understand, they want 104 million, it's worth it to our squad, because we are that desperate.
Because Man City have lost Rodri now to injury until September. They're all now. I don't know if you've seen them, but when I seen their tweet come out, they were all like, go sign Baleba, go sign Baleba. And listen, next season, Rodri, if the injuries keep continuing, you think they're going to just rely on Rodri? Nah, mate. We're going to want to buy Baleba, bro. Like, who knows next season? Real Madrid might come in for Baleba.
This is why we need to sign. This is why we need to sign him now.
Why now?
Because it could be a bidding war next. So if he has another great 12 months and his stocks continue to rise, bear in mind he's only 21 as well. It's only going to encourage teams to go for it. Whether it is a Manchester City, whether it is someone else in the Premier League. You just mentioned like a Barcelona or Real Madrid, a Bayern Munich, all of these teams, PSG. Like there's multiple teams who might look at him and go, "Hey, you know what? Why not?" Type of thing. So he's not the savior.
I agree, he's not the savior.
He's not the savior.
We need savior right now.
He don't solve all the problems, but like I said, he don't solve all the problems, but he solves a lot of them. That's
a lot of problems.
Because then you look at it and go, all right, we now have Baleba. Go and get the profile next to him, and then the midfield there is now good and it's balanced. Because he's a great foil for others. I've heard people mention this already. How much he'd improve our midfield. How much he would help Bruno's game. How much he would help Ameno's game or Casemiro's game, for example, which I believe he would. But still go and get someone who's a help for him. But that's what I like about the Baleba signing so much, is it's not what we can do for him, it's what he can do for us. He improves us. He improves the midfield. He improves the team. What signing? And that's the way it should be when we're signing players. Too many times is what can we do for them? Reviving players, revitalizing players. Or if we can get him from 2 years ago. How about we sign players on form?
Facts. And I ain't seen United sign this sort of player in midfield since Paul Pogba. You know what I mean? And we're talking like legit, like in their prime, pomp in there. Like, yo.
The thing is with that, though, he can get better side because that. See how you're talking about him there? He's 21. No one's mentioned his age because he's that good now. That's why we don't talk about him like, oh, he's only 21. He's young. How much better he can be? We talk about his quality now. And that's what I want in regards to players. Don't hit me with all the age thing because no one's mentioned Baleba's age. No one don't mention his age. He's only been playing, in the league 2 seasons as well. Yeah, bring him in, man. Put the money, break the bank, put the money on the table and go get him.
Yeah.
And go get a goalkeeper.
And he's someone that's got longevity to play different systems, 4-3-3, 3-4. He can play any. He can play any.
He can even play centre back, can't he? Do you know what I mean? You've even seen him play there for Brighton. Do you know what I mean? So,
bro, wherever, man, he's that good, man. It's what I'm saying, and I think United, it would signal a big intent from it. If Ineos signed Baleba, that would be a lot of people would be like, you know what, side-eyeing Ineos would be like, yo, fair play. You put your money where your mouth is. You have gone and done something. Yo,
because that's one thing they've done. I've been super critical of them, but one thing I think they've done very, very well, which I actually think has been underrated, is their transfer dealings. I look at last summer, I look at January, and I look at now, and I look at their success rate. Outside of Agate, I have no issue with any of the signings.
Yeah, everybody's been hits, really. Let's be honest.
Zero. When you look at that, and it don't mean everyone's been amazing. I'm talking in terms of value for money as well. Because people always love to throw that at United. Oh, you paid X amount for it. You paid this for Hoyland. You paid this for Mount.
And the wages as well.
It didn't work. And the wages. Now it's gone the flip side. People don't want to mention it. You know what I'm saying? Like people talk about Dog, 25 million.
What in it?
Yeah, he's 25 million. Yeah, that's what it is. So gotta give them plaudits if they do that and buy him from the best of the rest inside the Premier League, which is something I also like as well. It makes sense. Go and do that when you are building up. Ash mentioned it earlier about we're not trying to go and fight for a title. We're not fighting for top 4. This is us just getting back to being a competitive team and a competent and cohesive unit. So, yeah, I like what's going on.
Team that it's got that is actually like respected, man. Like man, I have to look at United thinking, yo, man, we're playing Man United today. Like before, it was like we're playing United. Say no more.
Yeah, easy days work, especially if you're a defender. Because like Ash mentioned earlier, we got no knockout punch. Teams don't respect us.
Yeah, we got to be
one of the worst in the leagues. But now, like with them Bremo and Cunha, and I think Sesko will actually get addition. They go, all right, there's something going forward where we need to be on it. Otherwise, they can score 2-3 goals by themselves.
Yeah.
So.
Big up Most in the chat says Bruno is a problem. There's still time to sell and get 100 million. No, I've given up, man. I think for me now, what do you do to help Bruno? What do you do now to put him in a place where we can actually, in terms of his kind of weaknesses?
See how you're talking about our captain compared to how you're talking about Baleba. What can we do to help Bruno?
No, that's what we need to do.
You see the difference in the conversation between the two of them. There's none of that with Baleba. Zero conversation about how we help him. It's but Bruno, our captain, who supposed to be the talisman, and we're talking about what can we do to help him.
No, but this is the situation we're in right now. Is that he is here? You're right. He is the captain. The manager likes him. Obrigado tax. I told you, man, about that. He's there, and I don't listen. I'm telling you now, Dallo will be back in his team. By the way, I mean, listen, that's his spot, but I can see Dallo being in that team straight away. I can't lie to you.
You reckon left wing back? You reckon he plays him left wing back?
No, right wing back. I can see him.
You reckon he dropped Ahmad?
Yeah, man. I can see him dropping Ahmad, getting his Obrigado friend in. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That Portuguese guy's not on the bench for no reason, man. I'm telling you. So you go see that happening, and then you go see, and obviously Bruno is in the team right now. You get me? And we have to find a way forward. We know the manager. You know what I mean? Like likes Bruno. He likes Bruno. He's a captain. He's here. He's not going to drop the captain, is he? So I think for me now, what can we do to help his game? Okay, bring in a Baleba, and that can help him at least, so that when Bruno does decide to go forward, he's at least someone there that can clean up, you know what I mean, and go side to side. Even though there's still a lot for Baleba to do. Baleba ain't Superman, he can't do everything on his own, but it's at least better than Casemiro, who hasn't got the legs.
How do we help him? You mentioned it there. Yeah, sign Baleba. That's how we help Bruno.
Yeah,
sign him and then
sign him,
and then
sign him.
But if we're being honest, though, Bruno just doesn't fit, does he? That's the honest. That's it. Just Bruno just doesn't fit, and the fact that the manager's not recognised this, that is worrying. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The fact that he's had him now for what, 6 months. He understands that. Yeah, okay, as a cam, he's decent. Do you know what I mean? As a in the midfield as a 6/8, he's not really it. Gives the ball away a little bit too much. The fact that he doesn't fit us and the manager's not gone, okay, listen, we need to accept that 100 million and we need to replace him with players that fit my profile. Instead, he's there, obrigado. He's a friend. It's worrying. It's worrying, and it's another red flag from this manager. For me, there's no helping Bruno. I do like Bruno, and I'd like him in a system with a midfield three. I'm just in this system, Bruno doesn't fit, and he's never gonna fit. That's just how it is. And the fact that managers continuing this, it's worrying, because we are going to be stuck with him. We are this season, because you better be prepared. We will be saying Bruno's giving the ball away too much. He's giving the ball away too often. He's leaving too many gaps. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be moments where we feel sorry for Baleba. Do you know what I mean? If we do sign Baleba, we're going to be there.
We could, sorry to cut you off, we could pre-record that video now, us three, and then play it in a couple months, and it will fit.
We all know this. But we know this, just like we all know that we need to sign Baleba. We all know that Bruno's not going to work in this system. So why the manager's not seeing this and not understanding this, not letting him go, or not at least, pushing him to the side a little bit? Do you know what I mean? And going, okay, well, I'm using Kobe and Agati, and I know that's not the best answer, but to say that, okay, Bruno doesn't really work there, or maybe even forcing him in the cam position to say, that's you, and we've signed 2 cams, so unfortunately, you're gonna have to, hold bench for a little while. It's madness. The thing, like I'm saying with Baleba, is we're going to be looking at Baleba and feeling sorry for him when there's gaps in the midfield and he's having to do it all by himself. Like we saw Casemiro when he first signed, all there alone in that. What was it? The 3-1-6. Do you know what I mean? Bruno's.
Yeah.
Do you remember under Ten Hag?
Yeah. I remember.
As much as Baleba, raises the ceiling for the athleticism in this squad, he can't do it all. He's not going to be able to do it all. And for it to work properly, he's going to need a decent partner next to him. Someone like an Adam Wharton. Do you know what I mean? Maybe even potentially, get Kobe Mainoo up to scratch to be able to play in that position with him. But who's not going to be able to play with him? Bruno. Bruno's not going to work there because he's going to give away the ball too often. He's going to leave too many gaps. And we all know this. And unfortunately, we're just going to have to wait for it and see it and all point and go, well, this is the manager's mistake. But it's on the manager.
It's a litmus test. It's an ultimate litmus test.
It's on the manager. And if he wants to die on the Bruno Hill and die on the Delo Hill, these men are going to get you sacked. These men had you stressed out this summer, this season just gone. You tried to resign twice. You know what I'm saying? We watched you be stressed. You in press conferences talking about suffering. You talking about in preseason conferences, the first game talking about suffering. These players all contributed to that, and you want to die on this hill? Why? That's what don't make no sense to me. It's thinking if they had won you things, I'd understand it to an extent. Even if they were a detriment to the system and a
Bruno, he gave sorry for cutting you off there. That point there, flawless, yeah. Do you know what I mean? The moment where he stank out the Europa League final. That was the moment right there to go, okay, look, Bruno's not the guy for this system. Do you know what I mean? There was the indicator right there, then and there, to go, look, this isn't going to work with him. We are going to get to a position where in the crucial moments, it's just not going to work. And unfortunately, and he's got to speak to the board and say to the board, look, this Bruno's just not going to work for us.
For me, I'm not going to lie to you. If we get Baleba, I think we could get that top 5 spot. You know what I mean? But if we don't, then I'm going to say top 7. Yeah, what are you saying? Baleba and a goalkeeper, no?
You know what the biggest issue is? The manager. I hear you, Saeed. The talent is there. If you sign Baleba and a goalkeeper, the talent is there. It's not a talent issue from that standpoint.
If we get Baleba and a goalkeeper,
let's dream. The manager's the problem.
I think the minimum expectation is 6, but I say we can push for 5th, though.
Not under him.
Not with the players we've got in.
Nah, not under him.
Sesko, Baleba.
You know the only way it works?
Not under him.
You know the only way it works, and it's mad we signed Sesko because the only way it works, because we are stuck with Bruno, let's be honest. Bruno will start every game. He's never injured. Do you know what I mean? So he's going to start somewhere. And if he's not starting where Cunha or Mbeumo start, and he's starting in the middle, and that leaves us with gaps, we understand that. So the alternative, and where I feel like the only way that would work is if we played Bruno in front of the midfield too, and then the two Mbeumo and Cunha as the 2 strikers. Do you know what I mean? The two forward players having that. That's the only way it would work.
No point in buying Sesko then, is it?
There's no point in buying Sesko. It's madness, but that's
every way we look around it and try and figure out the calculations, we come back to the same result. You don't fit. Change the system. You don't fit. You don't.
So you're saying the teams that get 5th then? Who would you say would finish 5th then? At United?
Yeah, probably Villa. I would say.
Villa, I think for me,
Villa not signed anyone after.
He's not signed anyone, but the difference we've seen this, the dugout and the difference. If Emery's
one game a week, Flawless.
I hear you on that. If Emery's our manager, I'm talking completely different. If Eddie Howe's our manager, I'm talking completely different. If you do add Baleba and a goalkeeper, because I trust him to get the most out of this. I don't think people realize how much of a detriment he is. I know because we haven't played in a while in regards to competitive, people have forgot. Remember how bad last season was?
No, I agree. But then we should never been 15th, though. That's my thing is United should never been 15th.
Let's say you thought we should have been. Let's say you thought United should have been 10th last season. He had us 15th.
I think at least minimum 8 we should have been.
Okay, then. So you think 8 and he had us 15th. So if you think we should be 5th, why can't he have us 8th, for example?
Because I'm not taking the fact that Villa with Europa League football, with a squad that they haven't really added to be finisher bubbles.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think to me, Bournemouth have got regressed. Bournemouth have regressed.
I'm not talking your Bournemouth.
Bournemouth lost 2 big centre backs. Lost 2 big centre backs. Bournemouth. Do you mean that's a big hit?
Potentially.
Hopefully Isak does stay, because I ain't trying to see him go Liverpool. Saeed, I'm with you. I hear you in regards to just talent. When you base our talent, I didn't believe we're in a goalkeeper. Talent, I hear you that. The manager. That's my biggest obstacle, man. It's him. It's the manager.
Listen, the manager might have to be carried then, innit? It's one of them.
I've been saying this. Add talent to carry the manager, but I don't think individual brilliance in your way to 5th is very,
Ollie got us to...
He got a second.
Second and third. And would you say Ollie was a great manager?
But look at the attack he had.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you. He had a good attack, right? This attack here...
This attack is good.
Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko, I'm not saying in terms of chemistry, because I feel like Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial had chemistry.
And they had Bruno, who was actually playing in the 10, and Paul Pogba.
Yeah, he did. But we said it was freestyle football, though. We didn't really rate.
Maybe even with they can't freestyle on this. The instrumental's terrible.
But I'm saying, though, that there's an element of United that they can. Because, bro, I would think sometimes, how have United managed to do this? How have you managed to do that? But some reason the attack has come out of nowhere. The attack just did something where, you know what, out of just sheer brilliance and just sheer, whatever they did, like they did it. You know what I'm saying? So in that regards, United can, and I'm not gonna lie to you, United can win more games. I think last season, right, we won, let me just look at the Premier League table right now. We won, let me see if it will come up. Let me see there.
I don't think there's point in looking last season, no side, because this is a different.
But I'm saying in terms of the wins.
Yeah, did we get like 9 wins? Was it 9 wins?
We get 9 wins. Okay, we got 9 wins, right? We got 9 wins.
Might have a look.
So United last season.
Go on, sorry.
We got 9 wins last season. Or was it 11? I think it might have been 11.
Yeah, I'm just double checking. Yeah, 11 wins.
11 wins. Yeah, 11 wins last season. Yeah. So the 6th position, who are thingy.
Why are we being reminded?
Look, they got 19. Can United get 8 more wins?
8 more? That's a big ask. But
no. How is it a big ask though?
Again, talent. Again, Saeed, I will keep stating this.
And by the way, Flawless, just sorry to put you off there. To get top 6 this season or top 5, the average is around about 65, 66 points.
And we got 42 points. So you're saying a 20
odd swing,
20
point swing.
5 points on 42, so you're saying 23, 24 point swing.
Yes.
Which you're
we've got
saying
a Nottingham Forest season, haven't we? That's what we got to do. We've got to have a Nottingham Forest season.
Nottingham Forest season. I ain't gonna lie to you. For me, a 24-point swing isn't that bad. Because we gotta remember we lost to teams at home we should never have lost to. Our home form was terrible.
You say we never should have lost to, but it weren't like those games were close. We got dominated at home. Do you know what I mean?
I think you are underestimating how bad this manager is.
Yeah, we got outplayed at home.
But I'm saying, though, the quality has gone up. Are you telling me, that Garnacho on these man, there was games where we could have won, these man missed big chances. As bad as we were, Højlund missed big chances against Arsenal. He missed big chances against the smaller teams. Where if we'd have got that early goal, or we'd have got the goal at that point there, United would have won more games. So by natural people,
yes. But who played these players?
Yeah, I get that. The manager's played
and the squad is not perfect. We were just talking about Abrigado tax. He's still going to play Bruno. He could still potentially play Dalot.
I hear you.
Still play Mount.
Well, we have raised the level. He could still play Mbeumo. We've got Mbeumo's got 20 goals last season.
I hate you on that. That's why I think we'll do better. I'm not disputing doing better.
That's what I'm saying. By default, then, Man United will win can United? That's the question I'm putting. 8 more games.
No, what's going to happen is we'll just lose games like 4-3 instead of 4-0.
Bear in mind,
maybe. Yeah,
wait. Let me ask you this, Saeed, and someone in the chat might know this. Out of the 11 wins, how many were him?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you know what? To be fair, he was.
Yeah,
there's a couple of Ten Hag.
I'm Van Nistelrooy.
You know what? I forgot about that. How many were guys? How many were Ten Hag? Think about
when it's something mad like he had like 2 wins or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me take a time.
Oh yeah. Like you getting giddy. You know what I'm saying? Like you getting wet. Like we gotta just get him back on to the ground, man. So you trying to fly off.
No, but the thing is, I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
You gotta pull the cake keep you grounded, man. Like I hear you. The talent is not the issue. He is statistically, take out the new managers who have just come in. Statistically, he's the worst manager in the league.
No, he is. Yeah.
So again, I don't know why people, even though we do have better talent, he's gonna be a detriment to them. We won't see the best in Bremo, Cunha, and Baleba, for example, because of him. They'll still perform to a level because they are of a certain quality, but they are going to suffer because of him. We were just talking about Baleba having to do everything. Why? Because he persists on playing someone next to him.
No, I know this, Krug. I know the manager's bad.
Yeah,
I'm just saying sometimes I feel like for me.
You said 8 more wins. Did the manager even win 8 games in his tenure here?
No, he won 6. So he would need.
So you're saying 8
more but also though, the context is different though. A manager coming in November and not at the start of the season, you're almost playing catch up a little bit, and you're not really your team.
Not if
you know what I mean? You get it? Like
I hear you almost, but we watched Emery do that at Aston Villa. He turned it around. He joined
and Wolves manager as well. Wolves manager got 6 wins on a row.
Yeah, Glasner, Piet, same.
This, like, you man just mentioned.
I think that's the problem. No winning feeling. There's no winning feeling. We have to get. That's why for me, the Arsenal game is a must-win game. It's crazy, but I'm sorry. It's almost, bro. It's already must-win, man. Because for me, it'll set the precedent of the season. We win that game. We beat Fulham, and I think we'll beat Burnley at home.
Title charge. Yeah, title charge.
That's not a title charge, but it's almost like you win against Arsenal. The buzz and I think the confidence will give this United team.
Agreed.
It will be absolutely humongous, bro. I really do. Coming out of Old Trafford, the buzz. I genuinely think you beat Arsenal, who are title challengers. You beat them. Then you go into a Fulham game that we always win, by the way, against Fulham. Our record at Fulham is unbelievable. Then you go back to Old Trafford before September finishes. And then it will be 3 out of 3. Call me mad.
Then we play Man City.
Call me mad.
And then we go there and we batter Man City at the Etihad.
No. I think yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But you see what I'm trying to say though? You see what I'm trying to say though? Like, you see how important the Arsenal game is though?
I get you.
Yeah, but what midfield are we going to play? What midfield are we going to play against Arsenal?
That's where the issue lies.
Do you know
what I'm saying, bro?
It's going to be
how would you get excited?
But hold on a minute. But also I'm saying I'm overly positive. I'm going to flip it. If United lose that first game against Arsenal, I can see the whole season capitulating. Like already. I can see us already.
Well, think of the midfield and then think of the goalkeeper. Yeah. We're going to have Brighton there in goal and then the midfield. Like, what?
Bro.
That's a loss there right away.
It's crazy.
Like, if we're being realistic, we're going with Bayern there in goal, and we've got Bruno and Ugarte or Bruno and Casemiro in the midfield. Like, and we're expecting to, win that game. A draw. You know what? A draw would be a cracking result.
No, I think massively. I think a draw. I think a draw.
I think we can get a draw though, similar to last season when we played them.
To be fair, the way both teams are playing, it could be a stinky 0-0 because Arsenal not playing unbelievable football. But
I think
United need to win more than Arsenal. For that first game.
They got bigger. They got big aspirations.
They could build momentum though. They
got big. Have you seen their start? They've spent all that money you just mentioned. They are title challenges.
But they got Leeds away, and who they got after that? Leeds
they got a tough start. Check it. They got a tough start.
That's Leeds away and City at home. I think they're all right, man. They'll beat City.
Check it. Their fan base was complaining about their first 5-6 games. They know the Premier League.
That's all right, man.
It's not. Check it.
Plus, they got Gyökeres coming to Old Trafford. I mean, the storylines there. Gyökeres coming to Old Trafford. There's a storyline.
It's a bit mad.
I told you, man. Arsenal fans were complaining when the first fixtures was out. They have to, and we're terrible. Remember, they should be. There's more. Is there pressure on us? Of course, because we are Manchester United. But there's more pressure on them. You are trying to win a league title. Your manager's closing in on $1 billion. or 900 million spent. You finished second 3 times in a row. You've just added the most informed striker in terms of goals in Europe to the team. You've also added in Zubimendi as well. Pressure's on them, much more on them. They can't lose to us. Manchester United with Bayern there in goal and a midfield of Agate and Bruno.
And no striker as well. Sesko's not going to start up top, is he? When you actually, you think about it, there's going to be no. So who we starting up top against Arsenal? Mason Mount. Who we starting up top?
I
actually think I actually think he'll do. I think he'll do the Bruno thing. So you think Sesko's going to start first game of the season?
No. He'll come off the bench. So
then who do we start with?
Yeah, it won't be Rasmus. Won't be Rasmus.
So I think that's where Bruno goes again.
Cunha. And Cunha, I'm not gonna lie to you, he's not really feeling Cunha up front. With what he can do in the 10, he's so much better suited to a 10 role. I think Mason Mount might start the season, guys, man.
Yeah, I think so.
I reckon it'll be Cunha, Mbumo, and Mason Mount, Bruno, Casemiro, and then the rest of the team, it's going to be De Ligt, and then, Maguire, and then,
so we could have Bayern there, Maguire, Agate, Bruno, Mount.
I think that'll be the team. I think, to be fair, I'm not going to lie to you, Mason Mount has looked all right this season, in the preseason. He has looked all right. And I know people don't want to hear that, but he's been looking a bit sharp. Again, is the kind of level that high?
I'm glad you said that, because there's no level here, yo.
The level isn't high, but he's looked a little bit sharp, and I think the manager will use that. He likes him as well. I think it'll be Mason Mount on the left, Cunha up front, and Mbumo, and then the two that we've seen right now. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be the team, and then it'll be a case of, right, how do we beat Arsenal? You know what I mean, in that regards. But listen, I think for me, I'm trying to stay a little bit optimistic about the season, only because I feel like for me, it's like United need to build momentum, and to build momentum, you've got to somewhat a little bit be optimistic, a little bit. I don't know what it is, but I feel like if
Saeed, the optimism's there with Baleba and Donnarumma. We get Baleba and Donnarumma. There's the optimism. That's right there. Yeah. Then we're talking, because that's what we need.
We need momentum, man. We need momentum. We need to build momentum. Like, thinking for me, it's like last season. You can't forget it, because I feel like it's still there, and people know how we played last season, how badly it was. But I think it's got to be some sort of level of pride for these players to now start performing. The coaching level, they've got to show a bit of pride. You know what I mean? Listen, they've got to put things right, man. They keep talking about the vibe is different.
They're not capable. I don't think they're capable, Saeed. If they were capable, they would have shown this pride last season, when we was horrible all last season. The entire time since he's got, we've been horrible. Players included as well, not just the manager, not just the players, both, all of them. His pride weren't there. It's just new season optimism, because it's new season and we haven't played competitively in a while. That's what it is. We're going to go as far as these new players carry us. We're going to win games because of Mbremo, Cunha, Sesko. If we do indeed sign Baleba, if it is Donnarumma or another goalkeeper, our better players, the likes of Yoro and Ahmad, etc. That's who's going to get us through games. Ain't going to be this lot. And this manager's still going to mount up top, opening day of the season.
Mount up top with Shaw and Maguire at the back.
Yo, it's disgusting.
No, I think it'll be Maguire and De Ligt, and then Yoro. I think that's what it'll be. I think De Ligt will play, because I don't know what Heaven he got injured in it, and Mazraoui's not being fit. So yeah, I want to discuss on the keeper. By the way, guys, like the video, people. We got nearly 2,000 people here, man, and there's only 500 likes, man. Come on, guys, man. You know what I mean? We need to manifest likes, man. You can see where we're trying to manifest some sort of like positivity and trying to see what we can do. But please, guys, hit the like button if you can. That'll be amazing. Donnarumma, what are we saying?
Got a game.
If he's available, sign him. Like, I look at him like he's definitely. Have they not signed? I always mispronounce his name. Chevalier, right? PSG have signed
Chevalier.
So that's him. He's gone the last year of his deal. Go sign him. Yes, his wages are high. Sit down with the man and negotiate.
Top 3 goalkeeper in world football. Do you know what I mean? We got Onana in goal.
You don't miss out on that type.
We all saw him in last year in the Champions League. Donnarumma was probably one of their best players in that PSG team. You look at that performance against Villa. Do you know what I mean? That kept them in that tie. You know, you've seen him against England. Do you know what I mean? You know, outstanding performance. You see the way he saves penalties. You see, he's the one thing that you could say about him is he's not the best with his feet, but the man stops goals from going in, and that's what we need. We've seen Onana for the last 2 seasons throw the ball into his own net. Do you know what I mean? What we need to be doing is just going, okay, PSG, what do you want? 40, 30 million, 25 million, whatever you want. They're done. I think the only issue will be his wages. I think that will be the sticking point because you know, PSG pay big wages. You know, I'm not exactly sure what he's on, but I'd imagine we're going to be having to pay 250, 300k a week for him. And whether or not any of us want to do that, you know, remains to be seen.
Yeah, I agree. I can't lie to you, but I think for me it's one of them where Donnarumma, people say he's washed, people say he's not that great, but bro,
washed? Yeah, 26 years old. 10 years experience.
Whoa. Did we not just see like PSG, who we all general consensus
but people just
had the best side in Europe? We just watched him win a treble. Donnarumma is a quality goalkeeper.
Yeah. And for the price tag as well. For the price tag as well.
Here's the thing is, if he joins, he's top 3 in the league in his position.
Yeah.
Outside of Alisson, who's better than him in the league right now?
Arsenal fans will say Raya, but
shout, you know.
I rate Raya as a goalkeeper. I think Donnarumma is better.
Yeah. I'm saying, you think David Raya?
I think Donnarumma is better than Raya, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Raya is a very good goalkeeper. I think Donnarumma is a great goalkeeper. I think that's the difference.
And you got to look at his experience as well. He's had 10 years in the game. You know, he's won international tournaments. He's won Champions League. He's won league titles. Do you know what I mean? The experience. As much as we say, Onana, he got to a Champions League final. Really, Onana didn't really have the experience. He played for Ajax and he played for Inter for 1 season. That was it. You know, he'd never really truly... You could say potentially, you know, his biggest move was at United, and then, you know, he's flopped that. You know, he struggled on the big stage. Donnarumma's been on the big stage. Do you know what I mean? He's been on the big stage for a while now, so he understands it. You know, he's being a goalkeeper for Italy, you know, in a European final, you know, making those penalty saves like that. You know, he's been under that kind of pressure. Say it.
You said he's playing since he's 16. This guy's been playing in the first.
Yeah, bro. He's a madman.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why we think he's older. But yeah, like I look at goalkeepers like Raya, who I think are good goalkeepers, Emi Martinez, who was linked with as well. I'm trying to think of other goalkeepers, but those two come to mind. I think he's better than those two, and they're 2 good goalkeepers. Yes,
and he's a big lad as well. Do you know what I mean? You look at him in the goal, he looks like a Van der Sar you know, in his frame. You look at him and, you know, when you look at his diving technique, he looks like a serious goalkeeper. Something that frustrated me with Onana, and you heard me say it over and over again, the way Onana dives, you know, it looks like he jumps and he doesn't actually move. You know, he's so unorthodox in the way he saves shots. I just want a solid fundamental goalkeeper, and Donnarumma is that. You know, he has been that from the age of 16 when he was playing for AC Milan, which is madness to think a goalkeeper at 16 years old playing for one of the biggest teams in Italy. You know, he's been there, he's done it.
Like, the thing is, it wasn't even like, he played and then they dropped him out. I'm looking at his numbers, like, he was their first choice goalkeeper at 16 years old, 17 years old, 18 years old, until he got the move to PSG. And he's played in Europe on top of that. Is he the best at playing with the ball out from the back? But yeah, there's a reason PSG want to get rid of him.
It's not because of the wages, it's because of the wages.
Also, as well, because they are deemed to be getting a goalkeeper who's better than him. Everyone who I talk to about this Chevalier waxes lyrical about it.
Yo, he's top. He's top,
but Luis Enrique wants to play the ball out of back, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? So that's one of the big reasons. You saw the reason why he got rid of Agati, and we maybe could worry and say, oh, well, he's not going to be good playing the ball out of the back. But, you know, it's one of those where...
I'm saying he's got more previous than Agati as well. I don't know what people are talking about, and especially for the price they're talking. We're talking 29, 30 million. Still, not one thing.
Oh, no, I think it's a bit less than that. I think it's perfect.
Like, go sign him. Like, he'd be less than Onana.
Less than Onana, bro. He'd
literally be less than Onana. And
then Onana can really be told, yo, listen, you ain't number 1 anymore. So then we can hopefully ship him.
Really want this perfect goalkeeper, you know. You like, Superman.
I think I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I watched today that Mike Mignon. I don't think he's all that Mike Mignon anymore. And
that's what
Chelsea were after. Again, he's not what he used to be. You know, there's not many top goalkeepers anymore that's available. I would have took on that keeper that's at Barcelona right now, Juan Garcia. He was someone that at the age, I was like, you know what, man, I'm see some good things from him as well. You know what I mean? So it's better, like I said to you, for me, that Martinez guy, I think he makes a lot of mistakes and people don't realize what he does, man. This keeper, he's coming off a solid year and a half as well. Solid year and a half.
They just literally won the treble.
You know what I mean? Was very important for Champions League. He's at the top of his game right now. I need people that are at the top of that game. I need people.
At the top of his game, and he could get better because as a goalkeeper, we know he's only 26.
Yeah. If we don't want him, then
he could be a goal for the next 10 years. Plus, for that price. It's only the wages that may be a stumbling block I look at. But
who the hell is Trubin? I don't know Trubin. I can't lie to you. I don't know who Trubin is. Cobel's, he's dead food. I don't know if you watch Cobel, man. He makes a lot of mistakes, Cobel. You get me? So, I think for me, goalkeeper and a thingy, then you know what, man? This could be the team. I mean, let me just put the create the team for us so we can look at it, and then you lot let us know whether you agree with it and you think it's a good team or not, and then whether we can cook this season with this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, people, man. We have to analyze. We have to look at this team, and you know what I mean. If we get them 2 signings in, what would you rate that out of the window? By the way, Ash, if we could get Baleba and Donnarumma, give me out of window. Give me the.
Come on, Baleba, Donnarumma, and Burmo and Cunha. I mean, you already know, Saeed. We all already know. Do you know what I mean? That's S tier. That's top tier. That is that you don't get better than that. Like, what else could you want from a window? Do you know what I mean? I mean, unless you add like Lamine Yamal and a few others. Like, what? This is madness to be able to. If you just said at the start of this window, we'd get Burmo, Cunha, Donnarumma, Baleba, and I feel like maybe even one more on top of that. I feel like there could potentially be another one on top of that.
Right.
But put it this way, Ineos understand they need European football. Manchester United need to be in Europe. Do you know what I mean? And they're doing everything they possibly can. The interesting thing is the financials, like you said earlier, Flawless. Like, where's this money coming from? We'll find out next year in the financial statements. Do you know what I mean? Where this money came from. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is coming from Sir Jim, and there's going to be a little bit of stock movement there. You know what I mean? A little bit of share movement, because we are spending, and then we've got sales as well. You look at the potential for Greenwood, going to Saudi. Anthony. There's so much still left in this window.
You got Anthony to Chelsea as well. Hey, Chelsea to Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea, do you know what I mean? We've earned money from Alanga. We've earned money from Alvaro Correas. Do you know what I mean? So we've earned money as well. So it's as much as we are spending, we are recouping as well. And the issue for me is, don't let Garnacho go for too cheap. Don't let Anthony go on loan. We don't need to be letting Anthony go on. It's a World Cup year. He has to leave, and he has to. He's putting a good performance for Betis this season. And surely there's a team out there that'll pay for him. Yeah, getting rid of Højlund as well. There's talk of that to AC Milan, and whether or not that could be an actual a full fee. I don't think so. They're talking about a loan, aren't they? But movement, and that's what we want to see. Malacia as well. That guy's still, on the missing list. What happened to him? Where the hell's he? Do you know what I mean? Like, Malacia,
bro.
What's going on with him? Madness.
What you like reckon to this, man? What you like reckon to this, man?
Hey, girls a half decent manager. We in business, man.
Are we cooking?
Nice team.
Are we cooking?
Decent manager, yes.
Now, but are we really
That's
cooking?
A nice team.
With Amarin, we cooking, but the gas is on low. You know what I'm saying? And we cooking, but it's a simmering. That's what I'd say. Like, I like simmer. Like,
let us know in the chat. Are we cooking?
You know what, Saeed?
What are we cooking, guys? And what are we cooking? Let me know in the
formation.
chat. What are we cooking, guys?
That formation puts us like 6 to 8. You change that formation, and we can talk about third,
Forget
fourth.
the formation. Look at the personnel we got, man. It's bad boy. Lenny Euro, Delete, Amad Diallo, Brandon Bumo, Cunha, Sesko, and Bumo. Are you mad? Like, all right, man. Come on, man.
It's formation,
here, man. No, but I'm saying, forget the formation now.
But be real though. We can't forget the formation. We play that formation. How are you forgetting the formation? We play 2 in the midfield. You've seen the gaps. You saw Fiorentina play better than us. Do you know what I mean?
No, the team's
it's not a serious formation.
To talent, yes. The talent is there, Saeed, when you look at that team. Just individual for individual, talent is there. Same way Real Madrid, look at their team and just talent. The talent is there, but formations and the execution of formations and the manager's level all matter just as much. And that's where the issue lies. Even the formation, I don't mind the back three, I say this. Our execution of it's horrible. Because teams don't look like us. How come we're the only team that Brentford, I've watched Brentford play it, I've watched Brighton play it, I've seen Newcastle play it. They don't look like us. Teams have played this formation. And they do not look like their midfield's not all open. So it's the execution of it. But the talent is there, yes. But we're not excluding that we have a horrible manager in charge. Like, you can't just forget that. But is the team cooking from an individual aspect? Yes. If you replace Bruno and get an actual central midfielder in there, a controller, then you're really cooking. Literally 2 pieces away. Literally a central midfielder and a manager away from going, all right, that's serious.
Yeah.
That's serious. That
I don't know, but I just think it's like, bro, like, I think this team could do something even at the manager's expense as well, man. Like, I think
I agree with you.
Too good to be losing games week in, week out.
But the thing is that we're not too far apart. Sorry to cut you off. To me, which would be 6. That's it. I think under the manager, this team could finish 6. Under a better manager, it could finish 4. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference to me. Yes, they'll win games. They win games.
Potentially higher.
If I was managing that team, they'd win games.
Team is not balanced. You know what? We did have the Van Gaal's team with Di Maria, Van Persie, and all them, but we still didn't win anything, did we?
I don't know how the team is not balanced. Outside of Bruno in the midfield, I don't know where there's a lack of balance.
The team is. Would you say the team's not balanced or balanced?
I think it's balanced. Yeah. Outside of Bruno, it's only the central midfield that's like a potential issue in there, even under a good manager.
I think the only way that team works is with that front 7, with the four across the middle and the 3 attacking players. If we press teams high up, that's the only way it's gonna work. I think if we start dropping deeper again, I don't think it's gonna work, because I think Bruno's gonna go wandering. You know, he's not disciplined enough to control that midfield. You know, defensively, I think that's the issue. I think attacking wise, pressing, Bruno can press. Do you know what I mean? You know, he's no issue that he's tireless with his pressing. He's decent with that. I think you get that team and they learn this press quick. It stank against Fiorentina. You know, they cut through us many times. Do you know what I mean? But if they can figure the press out, it would be a very exciting team to watch. But it's whether or not they're going to be able to understand and figure that press.
Yeah. Do a 4-4-2 formation. I mean,
that's the one thing about these individuals there. Though,
if we played a 4-3-3, would we be better? Would we be better?
Definitely with a 4-3-3.
Yes. Say now we played.
Take Mazraoui out. Put Donnarumma to left
we'd
back.
have to go right back. We'd have to go right back. Say we played this, yeah. We played that, and then we had Ahmad in the 10. Would we be better there?
Outside of Bruno, that's calm. You could even switch it, and if you wanted to, put Bremo in the 10 and play Ahmad, right? But take out Bruno, then you got
yeah.
If you really wanted to, you got options.
That looking good? What do you reckon?
Yeah, again the same issue.
Serious team now?
Is the Portuguese number 8? That's the problem.
We all know it. That's a serious team.
That's a serious team. The problem is the Portuguese number 8, man. That's where your issue lies. Outside of him, I go.
Nah, you know what though, Flawless. You could put Kobe where Bruno is and put Bruno where Mbeumo is. Do you know what I mean? And that's a serious midfield.
Take Ahmad out and put Mbeumo on the right wing.
That's where Bruno works.
If you wanted to go, you don't even have to do 2 10s. You could go a 6 and 2 8s if you wanted to. Yeah. Options. Man.
I think Bruno works better as a 6-2. I don't think in those little tight spaces. I don't think he's the best. You know, he's not got that technical ability, has he, to evade tackles in tight spaces. I think he does need a little bit more space.
Are you right?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. People say Bruno slander is crazy. Listen, Bruno fans, get in the comments, man. Bruno Nation, where are you, man? Fight for your guy, Bruno Nation. Stand up, rise up. I'm saying, but I think for me, if you get You would need to get, for me, I would love to get another maybe midfielder alongside Bruno Fernandes there. And then maybe if you're going to play Bruno Fernandes, he would have to be in a 10 role.
Yeah.
And then you get another midfielder here. But then that means one of Bruno and Mbeumo. So one of Ahmad and
yeah, but that's depth. That's depth. You know what I mean? You got depth then. And we're going to need that. Yeah.
Who would you say would be a good midfielder to buy in Europe right now?
That's the Baleba. You put Wharton in there for the passing. That's
Wharton. They're 2 both left-footed, isn't it? That won't work, would it? Really?
No wrong with that. You could have 2 right-footed midfielders. There's no wrong with that.
Yeah, but it's never the norm, innit, to really have 2.
Yeah,
but you need a pass.
Let's see if we've got Lamine Camara.
Oh, what about Stiller? Angelo Stiller.
People have mentioned Stiller as well.
You know, we can put Mainu in there, man. Why are we not even putting
that's what I said. Put Mainu, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to see in this. I prefer to see Mano in the 10. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see Mano.
What are we doing? We got food at home, man. Yeah, let's put Mano in there, and then you can even put Ahmad in the 10 if you wanted to, and then do it like that.
I think Ahmad would be nice in a 10. Do you know what I mean? Because he's good in those tight spaces. He's technical. He understands it. Do you know what I mean? I like that. Now look at that team.
If you keep in the
get rid of the manager,
that's fine. Yeah, if you get rid of the if you get a possession-based manager with that, you're patented.
Get Xavi in.
Everybody in
imagine
your front
Xavi with that team.
Yeah, everybody.
Nah, Xavi hype, man.
Everybody on your front six is comfortable on the ball.
Everybody in the front six.
Yeah.
Are we cooking now? Look at all the chat getting giddy now. Look at the chat getting giddy. The chat's
like top 14. That is.
Yeah, I forgot about Xerxes. Xerxes as well. Yeah, he could. I don't necessarily think he's a natural 10 like that.
But we need a passer though. That's why I wouldn't put Mano there.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting pockets.
Baleba's a good passer. Mano, they're good enough passer.
No, Baleba is, but I'm saying someone in addition. Next to him, who can also who's a better passer than Baleba, who's more of a dictator, long range, short range passing, etc., etc. Like
Stiller for that. You watch Stiller, you know, Stiller's the man for
mentioning him. I've not watched him, but let's say somebody like a Stiller, for example.
It's whether or not he's good enough with a pace. Do you know what I mean? In tight spaces, because the Bundesliga, you get a little bit more time, don't you? It's whether or not he'd be able to, move that into the Premier League with it. But yeah, Wharton as well. But like Saeed don't like the two left footers. I'm okay with two left footers.
Yeah.
So am I, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, I think for me, it's looking good, man. It's looking good there. But again, like I said, people are saying it's a manager's fault, but something's got to give, guys. Something's got to give, man. And it's one thing something's got to give is that flipping Højlund, man. What do we do with Højlund, guys, man? You don't want to leave. AC Milan have put money on the table for him. What do we do with Højlund, man? Because, boy, you see what the manager said about him, man. You see what Amorim said about Højlund? Indirectly.
Yeah, he said about something about we need a number 9 in our position, and he had one there on the bench. Do you know what I mean? About the game yesterday, saying we didn't have a number 9. Who understands the role.
Yeah, that's what we do with Højlund. It's a World Cup year. I'm presuming Denmark will probably get to the World Cup. Well, if you stay,
he was on the bench as well. By the way, he was on the bench as well. He said this. As the time we struggle without the reference as a striker, we have a new striker now. You know what I'm saying? So, boy, he was on the bench, by the way. It's not as if he was injured or whatever. He was on the bench.
Man got no self-awareness, The manager says that about me, I'm out. I'm out. There's nothing to fight for. The manager says that. Once players are playing in front of you who don't play your position, it's all right. That's an indication. So that's one action, and the manager backs it up by stating that. Go make your move, man. All this, I want to fight for my place. You played almost 100 matches for Manchester United. You've had ample opportunity, more than ample opportunity to fight for your place. You're not good enough. Keep it moving. And the club have to do that. You don't want to leave. So if you stay, you don't play. So either go and join AC Milan, whether that's on loan or a permanent transfer, or you don't play a World Cup year. Guaranteed he's going to make the move. Start ruling with the iron fist. Look how PSG have moved with Donnarumma. Bear in mind what he just helped them win. Coming off a fantastic season, first Champions League in their club's history. And they go, we're still signing a replacement for you on your back. We signed a replacement before you've even left or organized the move. Roll with the iron fist, man.
You know what? I don't see the biggest issue in keeping him, though. Do you know what I mean? Give Sesko a bit of pressure. Give Sesko a bit of pressure. Just be there and say, look, do you know what I mean? If you're not performing, you've got someone there waiting for you.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it helps with pressure, man. He's not a sort of guy that will enjoy that anyway, man. I'm just not sure about that, man. Just get rid of him while you can, man. Get rid of him while you can. You know what I mean? If there's interest there, he's got to get rid of him. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's our timeout, guys.
Listen, Sesko gets injured, then we're going to be talking, where Højlund's on loan.
Play Xerxes there. Play Xerxes there. Give Xerxes a run out. Because he actually got better towards the back end, like the second half of the season before he got injured. So Sesko and Xerxes, it's not ideal, but it's better.
I don't get it, though. The man don't rate you. Like, what are you here for, man? What do you want,
man? Have no self-awareness, that's why.
Like, real talk, though, man. We could literally be like, yo, what? Move on. And then, I'm not saying United will use that money for anything, by the way, but it just gives us a bit of, clarity in it. And we just move on, bro. Like, I just think for me, if Sesko doesn't really do well, I'm on the bench thinking, Højlund's coming on the bench. Like, it's just, It's not what I need to see, bro. I think just visually, just mentally, I think it's just gonna be same old, bro.
Means a lot, man. Because that means we would have got Rashford. There's a new number 10, and now the number 9 shirt is vacant.
Yeah, man.
People talk
out
about
with the old man, in with the new.
People talk about Repo. That's his new number 10, number 9. You know what I'm saying? Vacant. Hopefully the number 7 doesn't feature too much. Should have got rid of the number 8, but here we are.
Yeah,
but it's still a start. It's still a start.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I agree, man. I think for me, big week, man, for Man United in this terms of Baleba, Donnarumma, getting rid of Garnacho. I've seen a quote today, or picture today of Garnacho. He's putting waiting or something sign. Fabrizio Romano's just put a tweet out of him training and then putting loading emoji on there.
Hey, Chelsea, man, runners are 30 million, man.
Yeah, runners our money, man. Get him gone. Runners our money. Chelsea, thank you very much. And yeah, man, get rid of him. Sancho, Anthony. Listen, we move, innit? We move. You know what I'm saying? So I think listen, I think it's got potential to end well for United. Potential. But if we don't, then it's long, man. It's long. And you know what I mean? You lot have said top 7. You said flawless top 7, didn't you?
For what? Depends on who with what. What are we saying?
Without Baleba and Donnarumma, where is it?
Oh, without, so it's just Sesko, Cunha, and Bremo. 8th.
With
Baleba. 7.
Okay, one position. What are you saying, Ash?
That's mainly not because I don't rate Baleba, the manager. That's my issue. The manager's the problem.
What about you, Ash?
8 and 6. So 8 with nobody and then 6.
It all depends on how we play football as well, man. A lot of people not realizing, like, you could finish 7th or 8th, but if we feel like we're improving as a team by the football and by the way we're playing, I think it may, and then you get a cup as well alongside it, it may look like a better outcome rather than maybe
points difference as well. Points difference, for only a couple of points. Yeah. Let's
see, man. Let's see. The couple of super chats came in. I think we're preparing for life without Bruno at United. The Douglas Luiz obsession, guys, please stop. He's average. Flawless in the building. That's my guys. Is SSJ. Flawless, remember what I said. Amarin 5 years. There you go.
Did you say? I think Jimmy Jack said. Did he say give him 5 years? I think he said that. Big up to you, Jimmy. I think that's
Jimmy's been drinking a lot of. I don't know, man. I don't know what he's drinking.
Kool-Aid, man. He's been drinking the Kool-Aid. And here's the thing someone mentioned about Douglas Luiz. Yeah, it was just again loan. Why not, man? Like for a season, if you don't go there, we don't have anyone of his profile. Is he great? No, but is he an improvement of what we have and would be a positive signing? Or look, yes, you have to utilize the. If you're not gonna go sign a central midfield, don't have to be him. I'm just talking someone of his profile who improves the technical ability in our midfield because it's on the floor currently. Our central midfield is
Nah, 100%, man, 100%. Listen, people, we're gonna wrap up here, man. It's been a very, very good show. We still got 1.9K to build, and we only have 723 likes, guys. Come on, man. Listen, are you a Baleba? If you want Baleba to happen, hit the like button. If we can get to 1,000 likes, that means Baleba's gonna happen. If you don't like the video and we don't get to 1,000 likes, Baleba not happening, guys. So which one do you want it? You want Baleba to come to United, or do you not want him to come? Let me know in the comments below. You know what I'm saying to you? But please, guys, hit the like button on the channel, man. It's been a good show. You know what I mean? I've been streaming all day today, so I am absolutely knackered, man. So, yeah, man, it's been a good one today, man. Lots of shows, lots of football. I'll be back tomorrow midday live with the gang, where we'll be giving out official Premier League predictions. I'll be finding out where everyone finishes, where everyone is going to finish. Top goal scorer.
You're going to say us top 4, Saeed, yeah? I'm saying
we'll see, man. We'll see what the man them say. Yeah, we'll see what the man them say. You're the ones there, so we're gonna find out, people. We're gonna find out. But yeah, tune in over there. Ash, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for joining us, man.
Nah, good show as always, Saeed, and speaking to Flawless and the chat and that, and yeah, always enjoyable. Didn't do it last week, but here we are again, and next Sunday's going to be an interesting one. That's for sure. After the Arsenal game, do you know what I mean? We'll see what that's about. But yeah, my Fiorentina vlog's out now. Go check on my channel. Proper like match experience. You can go see what it's like. Do you know what I mean? Go watch. The crowd and the highlights from that game. So yeah, you can go watch that on my channel, and I'm going to be doing the majority of games this season, match vlogs, so keep an eye on them. on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we do it again.
Yeah, man, big up to you, man. Big up to you. We're going to redirect to Flawless Sarcasm City TV. Let them know what you got coming up today, broski.
Yo, first and foremost, big up for having me on. As always, man, much appreciated. I know I went here right at the start, but when Ash mentioned about you slipping up on his name because of the amount of people that you have on your show and you put on, so salute to you, man. That's why I say it every single week, like, I appreciate you having me on your channel and giving me the platform to speak. So love to you, Saeed, every single time. Big up to Ash as well. And yeah, man, next week is gonna be a great show for us. Yeah, it's either gonna be a great show for us, like in regards to United fans, or a great show for the rivals. Either way, it's gonna be fireworks, that show, because we're either gonna be here.
I'm gonna be in the car park next week. I realize, man. Shit.
What you said? car park next week. Flawless.
Car park, bro. I don't want to be in that car park.
Are you in the car park? You know what? I'm not. Even though I'm not going to the game, if it's car park saying shout me, I might pull up still. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, man, it's dark, man. I realize, man. It's dark.
When you see Bayern in goal and you see Maguire with Bruno Agate, your mount is the spine. But yeah, people, what I got coming up, Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel, please run up the like, hit the subscribe button as soon as you land over there. First and foremost, it's mad that Saeed mentioned it. Premier League predictions, which I'm going to be doing all week long with all the various people I have on the shows. So yeah, everyone's top 8 in regards to the Premier League, answering more questions from the chat, and then following that, United Liverpool podcast, the Barbados edition. So I'll be with Beijing Reds TV, talking all things United, all things Liverpool as well. Obviously, they lost the Community Shield to Crystal Palace, which is great. Also, no Isak still not there, which is also fantastic. So anytime you get to pour misery on them jokers, I'm all for it. But yeah, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go, people. There you go, man. Make sure you head over there, people. Premier League predictions, who will win the title, sports Q&A right now, people. Head over there. And yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. See you lot at midday. We are out.